All right, guys, we are on Module 6, Lesson 3 today, and this has just a bunch of different things, a review of all things thrown together. So what I want to show you today is let's take a look at 1A. 1A has this little design up here, and it's kind of asking you to come up with the numbers on your own. So if we're looking at this, the first box is asking us there are blank tenths, and each one of these circles represents a tenth. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's one whole. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Here's another whole. So far I have 20 tenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I'm looking at all of my tenths together, there are 28 tenths. If we're looking at the second part, it says write using ones and tens. Okay, well, I have 28, so I have two whole numbers, okay, and I have 8 tenths. 2 whole and 8 tenths. I'm going to take that and turn it into a decimal form. 2 wholes, decimal point, 8. All right. Now the last one's asking me how many more to get to 3. So I'm at 2. They want to get to the next whole number, which is 3. Well, again, remember we think about it this way. 10 out of 10 is 1 whole. So 8 plus what is going to get me 10? The answer is 2. So I would need 2 tenths more to get me to 3. So I could add my whole number in. Now, today they're going to introduce just one extra step to this, okay? So let's scroll down to B, 2B. They're giving you 1 10, 7 ones, and 5 tenths. They're asking you to draw it first. Okay, well, I'm going to put the number 10 and give you a circle there because I only have one of them. Then I'm going to do 7 lines to represent 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to put those in circles just to represent 1 whole. And then I have 5 tenths. Well, just like they did up in the first part, tenths is represented by 0.1. So I need to write 0.1 5 times and then make each one a circle. You could truthfully do this however works out for you, okay? So I have 1 10, 7 ones, and 5 tenths. So this time my whole number has 2 digits, a digit in the 1 and in the 10 spot. Now, they're asking you to write this in expanded form. Similar to what we did back at the beginning of the year, I'm going to say, put parentheses, 1 times 10, because I have 1 in the tens place. I'm going to put an addition sign between it, just like we did back in the beginning of the year. I have 7, and we know anything times 1 is its number, so I have 7 in the ones spot, so I keep 7. And then I'm going to add 5 times 1 over 10. Because if we think back to how we multiplied, 5 times 1 is 5, and we keep our denominator. So this is our expanded form. If I need to write this as a decimal, down here, I'm going to take 17, my whole number, my decimal point, and bring down my 5 for the 5 tenths. Now, this next part down here gets a little different, so I'm actually going to move this up just a little bit so we can see it just a little bit better up here. Get it right underneath there so that we're sticking. Okay. Now, this chart gives us a number line, a decimal form, a mixed number, expanded form, and how much more to get to the next one. And they don't give us the same thing for each one. We have to kind of figure this out. Okay, so we're going to start with 1A. I see 3 9/10 as my mixed number. I can do this. I know that in decimal points, 3 is my whole number. Decimal point, 9 out of 10, so it's 3.9. It already told me that it takes 0.1 to get to the next whole number because 9/10 plus 1/10 would get me 10. Let's go to the number line. I know this is going to be 3. I know this is going to be 4 because 4 comes after it. And they just want me to put the little dot on it where it would be. So I'm going to count by my 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. Here is 3.9. Right here, right before the number 4. And you can just circle it. You don't have to write it all out. Then we're going to write this back in expanded form. Well, if we remember expanded form for above, I have 3 times 1, because in the 1's position there is a 3. And I'm going to add 9 times 1 over 10, because I know 9 times 1 would get me 9/10. Okay? This is a little bit confusing. Focus mainly on your mixed to decimals, your number line. Okay? Expanded form can get a little tricky, and that's okay. Let's try looking at this expanded form and jump all the way down to C real fast. See if we can write it going backwards. We have 7 times 10. So I know I'm going to have a 7 in the tens place. So I'm going to keep my 7 here. Plus 4 times 1, which gives me a 4 in the ones place. And then I have plus 7 times 1/10, which tells me I have 7 over 10. So my mixed number is 74 7/10. If I'm writing it as a decimal, 74.7. If I'm looking to get to the next one, 74, the next number is 75. So 7 in my head plus what out of 10 will get me to 10? It is 3. So 0.3 is what will get me to 10. My number line would be 74. That's my number that I'm at. I need to get to 75. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here is 74.7. So again, as you're working on this, focus more on your decimal and your mixed number form, because those are the most important. Do not focus as much on your expanded form. I would more rather see you working right in this area. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to one of your teachers. Have a great day.